Hello everybody, I'm Mr. Davenport, and today I want to go over some of the agricultural education lab safety rules that we will be using in order to be safe during our school year when we are participating in laboratory and greenhouse activities. So, without further ado, let's go ahead and get started with our look at our Gator Labs agricultural education lab safety rules. So, guys, there are 5 categories that we look into when we are talking about laboratory safety rules. Those categories are: number 1, dress for lab; number 2, personal protective equipment; number 3, chemical safety; number 4, equipment safety; and number 5, lab behavior. So we're going to go over these 5 different categories and the rules that fall into these different categories right now. So, under section 1, dress for lab. First, during labs, wear clothes that cover your entire body. This prevents chemical reactions and splashes and all kinds of other stuff that could happen, and that way it is damaging clothes, not skin. No loose or baggy clothing during a lab. Loose and baggy clothing get caught up in equipment and also can cause things to get pulled over when sleeves or shirts basically pull down your workstation. So, no loose or baggy clothing while we are working in a lab space or greenhouse space. Wear aprons when instructed. Wear closed-toed shoes to prevent feet being injured and toes being injured. Leave all personal items outside of the lab or the work area. Long hair should be tied back, and loose jewelry should be removed or hidden underneath a shirt. And also, never eat or drink or chew gum or taste anything in the lab or greenhouse setting. Ever. Never do that. Bad idea. We have to treat everything in the science room, in the science lab, in the work area like it is potentially dangerous. Now, rule section 2, personal protective equipment. Wear safety glasses or goggles when instructed, and never remove safety glasses or goggles during an experiment. There are no exceptions to this rule when we have to wear safety glasses. Wear gloves when instructed. Never remove safety gloves during an experiment. There will be no exceptions to this rule. If a particle gets into your eye, notify your teacher immediately. Do not rub or try to get the particle out. We will very quickly get you to the nurse so that if something does get in your eye, it can be removed. Also, fitting under personal protective equipment, broken glass is never to be handled with bare hands at any time. Broken glass must be swept up and disposed of in a proper way. So if something breaks, let me know so that I can help you. Chemical safety, section 1. Number 1, consider all chemicals used in the science room or the greenhouse area as dangerous. Do not touch or smell any chemicals unless you are specifically instructed to do so. Do not remove chemicals or equipment or supplies or animals from the science room or the greenhouse area without permission from the teacher. Keep your hands away from your face, eyes, and mouth when using science or greenhouse materials or when working with either chemicals or animals, and wash your hands with soap and water before leaving the lab or the greenhouse area. Chemical safety part 2. Do not use unlabeled chemicals or solutions. Refer to unlabeled containers to me so that I can label them appropriately or dispose of them appropriately. Read a label 3 times before using any liquids or fire extinguishers. Chemicals are never to be taken out of the lab, and flush any solutions that come into contact with your eyes immediately with water and notify me, your teacher. Section 4, Safety Equipment. Learn where the safety equipment is located and how to use it. Know where the exits are located and what to do in case of an emergency or a fire drill. Dry your hands thoroughly before handling any electrical equipment, and before using any electrical equipment, examine the cords or wiring to be sure that they are intact and not frayed. And our final section, lab behavior. So this is going to be a big section because we are dealing with the behavior of human beings. So we got a lot of rules that we have to point out and make sure that people understand what you can and cannot do. Rule number 1, conduct yourself in a responsible manner at all times in the science room or in the greenhouse. Horseplay, practical jokes, pranks will not be tolerated. It is a one-way ticket to be sent out of the greenhouse area or the lab. Number 2, walk, do not run in the laboratory area or the greenhouse area. Number 3, follow all written and verbal instructions carefully. Ask your teacher questions if you do not understand the instructions. Number 4, if you see anyone acting in an unsafe manner, inform your teacher immediately. Number 5, do not touch any equipment, supplies, animals, or any other materials in the science room without the permission from the teacher. Number 6, perform only authorized and approved experiments or work within the greenhouse. Do not do anything in the greenhouse or in the lab when the teacher is not present. Number 7, keep your work area and the science room and the work area in the greenhouse neat and clean. Bring only your laboratory instructions, worksheets, and writing instruments to a work area. Number 8, clean all work areas and equipment at the end of the experiment or at the end of the work. Return all equipment clean and in working order to the proper storage area. Number 9, follow your teacher's instructions and dispose of any waste materials generated by the experiment. Number 10, report any injury or accident to your teacher immediately, no matter how minor the injury. Number 11, use correct body mechanics when performing any lab procedure or any work in the greenhouse. Number 12, always carry a microscope with both hands. Hold the arm with one hand and place the hand under the base, like this. Number 13, never open storage cabinets or enter a prep storage area or a storage room without permission from me, your teacher. And finally, the end of lab behavior, number 14, handle all glassware with care and never pick up hot or broken glassware with your bare hands. And number 15, use extreme caution when using anything that generates fire, matches, burner, hot plate. Only light burners when instructed. Do not put anything into the flame unless specifically instructed to, and do not leave a burner unattended. So, with that sums up our look at the agricultural education lab safety rules, and I hope you guys got a little kick out of seeing some of the fun side in the gifts above. If you want to rewatch this video, check out the gifts, but pay close attention to the rules because you will need to know them later on. You will be quizzed. So thank you so much, and I will see you guys later.